Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Mysticall. Today I'm bringing you a plus 12 Cinderbrew with 0 deaths. We played this so well, and I'm just going to go through the entire dungeon, tell you what I'm doing, hopefully what my teammates are doing, and cooldowns I'm trading at certain times. So with that said, let's jump right into the dungeon. And this dungeon is probably one of my least favorites, just because there's so much movement and like dancing between mechanics, and you still need to heal during those mechanics. So I try to explain what's going on, what I'm trading during certain times. But yeah, we do a really good job here. So this first pull is pretty big, so I do pre-pot here, and we do lust, and we just do as much damage as we can. I leg sweep all of the ads that get round up, and then just heal. It's a lot of AoE damage. You want to avoid the circles on the ground and dispel the debuff. I think the debuff you could actually kick from one of the ads casts it, I'm pretty sure, but I mean, I don't think we can get them all. So I just dispel whatever ad I can't. There's two sometimes that go out at a time. So I just dispel one, use like I used right there, electrocute on another. I actually diffuse magic, one of the debuffs, and then dispel mine, and then heal my mage. I use a Shaylin's gift there. Avoid the yellow circles and just kill the ads. This pull isn't too terrible just because you can kind of heal through it. It is quite a bit of damage though, so just keep that in mind. I try to keep my renewing mist down on everybody. Always try to keep envelop mist on the tank and keep extending it with rising sun kick from your rising mist, and then that you should be good. Dispel the rogue there, which is pretty good. And then yeah, I just refresh my enveloping mist, kick the boiling flame there. It's just a lot of damage at a single target that I just don't want to deal with. You could also shadow meld it too. Tenderize here is a little annoying. It is big AoE damage. One thing I want to point out with Tenderize that I think I actually mess up I think the next one I mess up is that it does AoE damage and it knocks you back. So you can't like pre-cast on it. You have to let the damage hit and then you can start healing. So I think it's the next one. I'm not sure. So you have to save your crackle and your Shaylin's gift for the damage afterwards. It is kind of nice though. The tank knows. High stakes here, by the way. Just try to avoid the circles on the ground. There aren't too many of them, and they're very obvious where you can stand and not stand. So this right here I think is the one where I try to pre-crackle the damage, and I realize afterwards that you get knocked back, so I Shaylin's gift. So for this damage, for the Tenderize versus this big guy right here, just try to save your healing for after the knockback. Pretty much just try to do damage here. Of course you fist weave during this because you know it's instant and you don't need to cast anything, which is nice. Tenderize here. I actually got a Chi out here because I knew we were going to roll into the next pull. I felt like we were going to roll into the next pull, so I didn't want people to be low health. So I am playing Jade Bond, so it's a bigger Chi Cocoon. So I Chi there, give everyone a bigger shield, and they take less damage. And we just roll into the next pull here. Big AoE damage. I hopefully dispel the mage, and then I also leg swept there. I cocoon the mage too because that was his cauterized. That was actually a lot of damage on the mage. So I just cocoon him because why not? And I dispel myself, and we are looking pretty good. We are gonna dodge some circles here. The debuff goes out in the rogue. The rogue actually cloaks it. There isn't a second debuff that goes out though, so that's fine. The rogue, good cloak from the rogue. And we just continue on with the pull. Dispel the warlock there. This first pull really isn't too scary. It's a little intimidating because there is like there are some things you have to dodge, but it's pretty much just heal the AoE damage essentially. Get a good leg sweep in too when you can. Dodge the circles, and you'll be fine. You really will. If you have a few ways to like AoE interrupt with leg sweep and stuff like that, you should be good. This first boss is kind of similar actually. There's a lot of AoE damage that goes out during one of the phases, but there really isn't anything too crazy that happens. Kick smash, I believe it's just these circles on the ground, and the throw Cinderbrew again is nothing crazy. It's nothing to really note about. Blazing belch, just don't stand in front of them, otherwise I'm pretty sure you just die, like 99% sure. And those debuffs go out from one of the things he casted. So just got to heal through whoever gets those debuffs. If you're obviously playing a Mistweaver, you could either fort brew or fuse magic, and you should be good. I sometimes just use life cocoon on whoever has a debuff just because it's just easier to heal through it. So keep that in mind. But for the first part, it's nothing crazy. Just don't stand in front of him. And then I think at 66% he phases. So 66, yeah, he runs to his table, and you need to pick up drinks from the counter and bring those drinks to, I guess, employees, or I don't know if they're employees or not, but people at the tables. So they're probably not employees, they're customers. There is AoE damage that goes out though, so just try to return your drink. There's some people that don't do this part if you heal. I've had a group where they want the healer to do it, so I just did it for this one. And then there's going to be a bunch of swirls, and they're going to turn into tornadoes, clouds of, I don't know what they are, like clouds of something. and you just want to avoid them. Okay, and then it's just rinse and repeat. So that is pretty much the whole boss fight. The only time where I feel like you can die is if maybe you can't heal through these debuffs that are on 2 people right now. You could see I probably like Chiji, and I probably like Cocoon. Yeah, I like Cocoon my mage because he doesn't, I mean, he does have alter time, but he doesn't have the ice block talent, and my warlock has wall, so he should be fine. So I could life Cocoon the mage. I don't have to worry about healing the mage because life Cocoon is good enough for that, and then I can just heal with Chiji up. So nothing too crazy. I do get a debuff, so I diffuse magic instantly. So just try to do that. Avoid the frontal from the blazing belch. Heal through the debuffs. If it's on you, trade your 4 brew or diffuse magic. Avoid the circles, of course. And then if during this phase is when the most AoE damage is gonna happen. So save your cooldowns for this point. I do have revival. I do have an unused potion, but besides that, this boss is fairly straightforward. I do use port there to try to get to one of the customers, and sadly I didn't get there close enough, so I go to this one and we're able to phase him. So that's the boss fight. Some good amount of AoE damage, some avoiding, but it's mostly trying to heal through those debuffs and keeping your team alive. All right, and of course, if there's anything anyone sees me doing wrong, please let me know. I am trying to learn, trying to make my way up to 13s, 14s, maybe 15s this season, so please let me know. This trash, there really isn't too much notable about this trash. I think you just want to interrupt, and again, if we have AoE Garrote, which is really nice. This rogue must be Assassination, so we have AoE Garrote, which is really nice. We have that debuff right there, so you just dispel it. I got it on myself, so I used diffuse magic and then try to heal the rejuvenating honey. That's pretty much the heal that they have. And then kill the explosive brew from, I think it's a keg that they spawn. Boiling flames, you can kick it, you could shadow meld it if you're night elf, you could sweep it, you could rop it, you could do any of that stuff. So a lot of different ways to interrupt it. My rogue cloaks that debuff, which is really, really nice. And then I dispel the warlock there. AoE damage goes out, so I just do damage, focus on the explosive brew, trying to help do any damage, and that's pretty much it for this pull. I don't think that's one of the ads that has the no. Okay, that's next pull. No, that's one of them. This should be one of the delivery guys right here. Yeah, we want to kill this guy as fast as possible because he has the delivery that does AoE damage, so just keep that in mind. It's gonna be a little, yeah, reckless delivery. So he's going to target somebody. Don't stand between him and the target. And then more importantly, he's going to charge at whoever he's doing on. So what you want to do, really good play here, by the way. I believe we're in combat with something. I don't know what, but we skip past this trash. We also get the sap on that mob. My tank starts to die a little bit, and I just life cocoon him just because, and my life cocoon's gone. So with the big guys here, there's 2 of them in this pull. And what you want to do is if you get focused by reckless delivery, you want to be facing the wall. You want them to run into the wall, otherwise they're going to run away. So I have reckless delivery on me, and I bring them to a wall, and I roll away, and it does AoE damage. So that's the scary part about this pull, is there's 2 of them. So it's kind of similar to Priority, where you have 2 of the Divine Tolls going out. You need to make sure that you recover between the deliveries, or you're gonna just get back-to-back AoE and you're gonna wipe. So really good. We have the brew as well that we need to kill, so that's pretty much it. Reckless delivery on me. I bring him to this wall, and then I roll at the end to make sure that, yes, the AoE damage goes out, but he's able to go into the wall. But this is a little bit of a slight mess up. The warlock doesn't go to a wall by accident, and you can see the mob running, and then he pulls the pack that we skipped. So I actually don't know how we recovered from this pull. I don't think that other trash was, I think that trash was more of a time saver than than it was difficult, but still we accidentally pull that trash. We didn't bring that delivery to the wall. I get delivery again on me, so this is the 3rd time. I just bring him to the wall, roll at the end. Shayloon's gift is really good with managing this. And then I look like I go for a leg sweep here. I go for a leg sweep here on all the ads. I think we still have 1 big guy up. I get the debuff. I just spell it, hopefully. And yeah, I have life cocoon back, and I have revival, and I mana tea a little bit here because I don't want to, for me, mana is like the best thing to manage, and I just want to manage my mana so we can just keep chain pulling. Rejuvenating honey's being cast. Good in cap on it. I think I was going to kick it, but good in cap there. And the debuff goes out in the mage. I dispel him, and we're doing a really good job of just staying alive and actually adapting to that pull, because I feel like most groups would have probably wiped it out, but we actually did a good job. I don't think that, again, I don't think the pull was hard. Another explosive brew, we want to kill that. I don't think that extra pull was hard. It was just a time saver. Again, in the long run, I don't think it was that big a deal. I've seen tanks pull trash out to the hallway. I've seen tanks not. So I put a port here just in case, but it looks like we're not. We're going to go for a double pull here. This one also has another, not really nothing too crazy here. I think there's another big guy with delivery coming. So I think we pull him into this. I'm not sure. I do sweep everything. Yeah, we pull him. So this, again, this is the reckless delivery. And you want to make sure, especially in this room, because you don't want to pull a lot of stuff, I would say. I diffuse magic the debuff on me. Reckless delivery on me. I bring him to this wall right here. I roll at the end and boom, that's good. Some AoE damage goes out. You could, again, there's a lot of ways that you could handle this. I would say Shayloon's, a 10 stacker of Shayloon's Gift, easily you recover. I run into that circle for fun, I guess, but you could easily recover with a Shayloon's Gift or Revival. I think I try to save my cooldowns for this next boss, because this next boss, when I was first doing this dungeon, I think it was on a 10 or 11, my group explained that this boss is like the pug killer, where I bring, by the way, I bring this big guy to the wall there, so we should be good, is a pug killer, just because it's very easy to get overwhelmed by the ads and all the damage. So I believe, I mean, I can't promise, but I think I save all of my cooldowns for this next boss, because I know that if I get through this next boss, we probably finish the key. So I'm trying not to throw the key. I sweep everything there on this pull. I get a debuff on me. I dispel it because I don't have diffuse magic, and I get the reckless delivery. I kind of didn't realize it, actually. Oh, I actually used revival there. I guess I'm hoping I have it before the boss and I recover there, but I do have a 10 stack of Shayloon's Gift, so watching these VODs back is really interesting. I hold on to Shayloon's Gift too long. I think PvP has trained me to like overcompensate how good Shayloon's Gift is, because it's so good in PvP and what before dampening, but in PvE I feel like I just need to send it, you know, like I'm holding on to the 10 stacks of Shayloon's Gift when I could even just use as a single target heal. But that's okay. I life cocoon the rogue there. I just don't want him to die during this reckless delivery, and he also gets a debuff. There's a Shayloon's Gift. I dispelled the debuff, really good. I get the debuff on me. I can actually diffuse magic. I do diffuse magic. I also shed him out the cast on me as well, so able to handle that damage pretty well. And we just killed these mobs. So I'm trying to fist weave when I can. I'm trying to cast when I can. And I think the most important thing that I've learned in Mythic Plus on 12s is to just survive. That's it. Like, I think that the most important thing that you can do, if you have to give up some fist weaving damage to just live and heal, do it, right? So I sweep all these DPS, or I sweep all these mobs, and nothing too crazy about this pull. You want to kick the rejuvenating honey, but that's pretty much it. And then the explosive brew. So I robbed the explosive brew because I actually couldn't see it. It barely doesn't go off, which is fantastic, but I couldn't target it because I wanted to do damage. And yeah, I just robbed the mobs off of it, and I kicked the free samples there. So pretty good job so far. We're doing a lot of good damage, which is really nice, and we're actually using cooldowns. Whenever I see a team like using cooldowns, it makes me very happy. So really good here. Hopefully we get a kick in that rejuvenating honey. I think the Demo Warlock kicks it, which is really good. And yeah, none of these pulls are too terrible. It's mostly the boss fights in this dungeon that, as a Mistweaver, it's just a lot of movement and healing at the same time, which, you know, is okay. So we pull this mob into the boss, and yeah, this boss I think is the most difficult boss in here. So the first thing is the Spouting Stout, and this is just gonna be a bunch of circles on the ground, but the issue is there's also damage going out at the same time. So big AoE damage, you have to avoid the circles. So what I try to do is I try to get a Thunder Focus Tea Crackle between circles, hoping it doesn't land on me. It probably will. I think it goes by like where you're standing. So I mix Fist Weaving and Crackle at the same time, and then I also have a 10 stack of Shayloon's Gift. So what's the most important thing about this boss is between these Spouting Stouts, you stagger your cooldowns. Also, these ads are going to spawn. You can't let these ads spawn and then hit the boss. So I try to just fist weave them when I can. I dispel the debuffs when I can as well. But the most important thing is not letting these mobs hit the boss. You could sweep them, you could rop them. So I try to Todd that one, and I get the damage buff from Fatal Touch, so I don't mind that. So I do 5%. I believe it's 5% extra damage now, which is really good. And then you have Leg Sweep and you have Ring of Peace. You also have Incap or Paralysis. So try to use those if mobs are getting close. The Spouting Stout, again, you're just trying to stagger. So I use Revival there, and I feel like I use Shayloon's Gift. No, I use Crackle here, and I feel like I use Shayloon's Gift kind of soon. Yeah, right here. So this okay. I have my unused potion if I need to. I also have health stone still, and I have healing potion. So for myself, I have a lot of cooldowns. My rogue has cloak, my warlock has wall, my mage has damage reduction from the ice block and alter time and caught. So that's what I'm trying to pay attention to right now. I'm trying to see who has cooldowns and who doesn't. I life cocoon my mage here just because he has the debuff, and it goes straight through it. I mean, it gets ripped through, and I didn't have a dispel for it, so kind of unfortunate. I should have saved revival for the debuffs that go out. But yeah, this boss is essentially during the spouting stout, rotate your cooldowns. Your Shayloon's gift is really good. Your crackle is really good, and then fist weave when you can, and then dispel the debuffs. If one lands on you, you could use diffuse magic to dispel it, which is really good. And then besides that, kill the ads and use anything you can to make sure it doesn't hit the boss. Use your ROP, Ring of Peace, or leg sweep, and then eventually you'll kill the boss. And that is probably the hardest part about this dungeon. I feel like, I don't know, that's just my opinion. That boss is just, I feel like as a Mistweaver, it's just a nightmare. Having to heal and move at the same time, it just never ends well. You could also, the fist weaving is good. You hit the ads when you can as well. So we're on to the next part of the dungeon. These ads have a slightly different mechanics. I just life cocoon my tank there, by the way. It just gets shredded through every time. Avoid the bazooka. I just leg sweep it, by the way. Anytime I see like more than 3 or 4 mobs, I'm just leg sweeping. Bestial Wrath, you want to interrupt. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can actually, with the Bestial Wrath, if they get it off, you can actually incap the enrage off with, I use Fort Brew there on that, by the way. You can also shadow meld it. But you can incap off that enrage, I'm pretty sure, if you're playing the pressure points talent. So someone can correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's what you can do. I don't think they get many off. I think we get really good kicks on them. Avoid the circles here. And that's pretty much what this trash is. The trash is essentially kicking the volley. I think one of them actually went off right there. Yeah, it did. The volley went off, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. We were able to heal through it. But kick the volley and dispel these debuffs from the bees. This is, I believe, it's a stacking debuff that does damage over time. So I just try to dispel it as often as I can. 8 stacks right now, I dispel it. I don't know if there's like a magic number you want to dispel at, but every 8 seconds, I'm dispelling my tank. Avoid the circles on the ground from Rain of Honey. Beeswax, I believe, is this big circle. No, is that? No, I don't think so. I think it's a different mechanic, but you're just trying to avoid that big circle and dispel the tank when you can. I think this trash isn't too terrible. Oh, Bazooka right here is the big thing, right? Is the red line. It's single target damage. It's not crazy, but it can do quite a bit. So I try to use Fort Brew, or you can even shadow meld it if you get it on you. But that's why oh no, beeswax is the mechanic. Yeah, okay. Beeswax, I was getting confused there, is that big circle from the hyena. So just don't stand in it. This trash is just a lot of that. It can get overwhelming though. It can get overwhelming if you have multiple people getting targeted, or if you're not interrupting, especially the volley, you're going to die probably. So cast or kick the honey volley as much as you can. Try to prioritize that mob. There's Bestial Wrath happening. We get a kick on that, which is really good. And we're just doing a really good job of interrupting. We have leg sweep, we have DB, we have AoE Garrote from the rogue, which is really good. So just trying to do as much damage as we can. Crackle to recover. And then yeah, obviously there's some overlaps with mechanics. Bazooka on me. I shadow meld it. And then you actually have to, like, I feel like with Bazooka or Bazooka, you have to wait a second to come out of shadow meld, or it'll retarget you. Or I don't know if it was coincidence, but the few times I've done this dungeon, I've shadow melded the Bazooka, and then I left shadow meld immediately and it retargeted me, so I'm not sure. I tried a life cocoon here, but I realized I don't have it. So usually when a tank does a big pull like this at the start, I always try to life cocoon just to help them out. I'm just trying to help my tank just stay alive, you know what I mean? So I life cocoon here. I realize it's probably gonna get shredded through, but this is essentially the same pull. Rain of Honey, avoid the circles. You have the beeswax, avoid the bigger circle, and then you have the bazooka, which is a target on you. A lot going on. Avoid the circles. Do use a damage reduction for the bazooka, and then try to kick the Bestial Wrath. Avoid the circles here, which is really good. And yeah, no, it's not terrible, not terrible. As long as you have a group that's on point with kicks, it's not awful. I actually think a volley went off there. I feel like a volley went off there. Maybe not. I don't feel like it did though. So probably my bad. I definitely had a kick available. I think I definitely could have done a better job. So this is actually a tricky pull here because we're playing with a Demo Warlock. So, and I think that these guys must play together because not a lot of people know this, but I play with the Demo Warlock too, and we've done this dungeon, and it pulls that trash that we just sapped, but with like the imps. You can see the mobs come down those stairs. Oh, nope, it does get pulled. Never mind. So we accidentally pull everything because we're playing with a Demo Warlock, and the Demo Warlock's imps pull everything. We're at 20 stacks, by the way. I have to dispel my please, past me, dispel the Demon Hunter on that 19 stacks. Oh my. Okay, there we go. So the Demo Warlock imps and the ads that they spawn, it pulls it. So I see that we pull, and I rob the mob down, or I try to, and he gets clipped into, I don't know, he just gets pulled into our pack. Now I don't know where he went. Actually, I'm looking for him there. I have no idea where that mob went. No clue. But we accidentally pulled that trash, and again, that pull is just similar to everything. So this boss, again, similar to the other bosses, AoE damage, and you have to move a lot. So dispel the debuffs when you can. He spawns ads, 3 ads. I try to leg sweep when I can, when we don't have like interrupts or stops. So that's what I try my best to. You're gonna dispel the debuff a lot here. Use Crackle to do AoE damage. I leg sweep the ads because the ads can target people sometimes. Fluttering Wing, this is the big thing right here. This is big AoE damage. You want to make sure to rotate your cooldowns during that. So Crackle plus Shayloon's Gift will get you through it. Revival will get you through it. Just try your best not to stack your cooldowns at all times. So don't Revival, Crackle, and Shayloon's Gift in one Fluttering Wing. Here comes Fluttering Wing again. Here comes some ads. I have a Crackle ready. I'm pre-crackling into hopefully into a Vivify. I have a Shayloon's Gift here as well. So that's what we're trying to do. I still have Revival. Usually Revival is my last ditch spell. I feel like I realize I hold that too a lot, actually. I kind of hold that button. And this is a Fire Mage. He does have Cauterize, so I'm not too worried about him. Oh, no, he doesn't. He has 7 seconds on Cauterize. I see the debuff right there. So he needs to just live 2 seconds and we're fine. Fluttering, again, just going to Crackle here. 6 stack of Shayloon's Gift. I'm sure we'll be fine, but I do Revival there instead. And we're doing all right. Right, that's the boss essentially. The tank has a few mechanics that he needs to worry about. He needs to bring the debuff to the wall. If that's those red circles on the ground, just don't stand in it. I think it's this honey marinade. Yeah, honey marinade you just bring to the wall. We're not tanks, so we don't need to worry about it. It's a tank mechanic. But Crackle this damage, really good. We're able to recover really fine here, and that's pretty much the fight. Nothing too crazy. The ads can get a little overwhelming if your team isn't targeting them or you don't have like good cleave or AoE damage, but it seems like this team does, which is really good. And we're able to get the ads down really fast. You can leg sweep them too if they start to get a little bit out of hand, or if you need time to recover, just leg sweep them, kind of slowing the debuff. More Fluttering, I Crackle, and I have a second Crackle because there really wasn't too much damage going out, so we're able to recover really fine there. And I just keep Envelop Mist on the tank. And that is the boss fight. Yeah, so that is the last boss. You could skip these little bees over to the side if you jump on the boxes. So there's really no trash between us and the final boss. It's just like these 3 ads that spawn. I don't really know too many mechanics of these next ads. They pretty much just die really easily. There is one trick that you could do for them though, and that is whenever one dies, the rest heal up. But apparently if you bring one ad really far from the others, it doesn't get healed up. We don't try it here. There's just 4, and you just avoid the circle. There's really nothing to note. You can CC them too, so you could leg sweep them as well. Just don't stand in the circles. They kind of just take up time. I feel like that's pretty much it. It's just dodging, and then when you kill one ad, the other 3 get healed, and so on. The others get healed. So yeah, no, nothing to note really about this trash. But when you get down to 2 ads, if if we were coordinated, what would happen is the tank would bring one ad to the far side of the room, and then I would taunt the other ad and bring it to the other side of the room. And apparently they don't get healed because there's a range on their heal. So that's just something to note for anyone that's trying to push or trying to find any skips. It's handy to know. All right, so that trash is done and we are on the final boss. So this boss has a few mechanics, a few things you need to just deal with, and there is, of course, movement and AoE damage. So pull the boss and just do damage. You can just fist sweep, and a bunch of barrels spawn. And during the cash cannon, I believe whoever targets, I believe it's the tank, is going to hopefully destroy one of these barrels, and then it's going to explode, and these red waves are going to go out. What you want to do is just avoid them, and then whoever has the red circles, they're also going to bring it to barrels, and those barrels are going to explode. And if you destroyed the big barrels, you get a debuff. So we destroyed 2 big ones, and you can see we had 2 stacks of the debuff there. Just heal through it. I think 2 is fine. 3 is probably doable. So cash cannon here. Is there a big cannon over there? Yeah, we get one of the debuffs. So it looks like there was 1 big cannon over there. And you want to destroy as many barrels as you can, obviously without getting overwhelmed, because right here at the end of this, let it hail is that he's gonna just destroy all the rest of the barrels. So if you have all the big cannons or the big barrels up, you're gonna get all the debuffs. It's gonna be really hard to out heal, especially when you're trying to move and avoid the red wave. So that's pretty much it. The boss is essentially the cash cannon, destroy a barrel, a big barrel. You're gonna get a debuff. When you get the red circle on you, bring it to other barrels to destroy them. That way you're not overwhelmed, avoid the red waves, and just heal through the debuffs. The hardest part, I would say, is let it hail, because that's when the big damage comes out. And then dispelling the debuffs is just dispel it. I don't think they hurt that bad. I don't think it's that terrible, but I get a debuff, bring it over to a barrel. I try to get 2 here. I try to clip it, and if for some reason it just, I don't think it got clipped. I don't know. The big one didn't get clipped for some reason, so it's kind of annoying, but that's okay. Let it hail again. AoE damage, so similar to other bosses. Shayloon's Gift. Save Shayloon's Gift for it. Save a Crackle for it. Use Revival for another one. And then at the end, all the barrels are going to explode. Avoid the red waves. It's just a lot of movement, a lot of damage, but heal through it. Nice Shayloon's, or nice Vivify there. Well, we also use a Shayloon's Gift before, and then you'll be able to heal through the AoE damage. And that is a plus 12 Cinderbrew. We got 50 rating for that, and I immediately add every single person in this group. Don't worry, I didn't get any loot. Don't worry, I got no loot, but you can see I'm literally adding everybody in this group. Great job, no deaths, clean pulls. Even when we overpulled by accident, we were able to recover. I think that would happen twice, so really good job here. And yeah, if you enjoyed these videos, please let me know. I am more than happy to do more. I think I have 12s on every dungeon now, so my plan is to do videos like this for 12s and then keep going higher when I do a keystone like that. So that is it for me. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I am more than happy to answer any questions you might have. And that's it for me. Hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.